Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Do. Today we're going to play a great card game called Speed. All you need for the game is a single deck of cards. The setup for the game is pretty simple. What you do is you do a pile of 5 cards. You do a single card, and then you do another pile of 5 cards. You take the rest and you divide them up between the 2 players. You put your piles all nice and neat, and then you take your top 5 cards and you flip them over in front of you. This is your playing hand. Your opponent will do the exact same thing. The object of the game is to get rid of all of your cards before your opponent. When you say go, each person will take a card and they'll flip it over. This is a high-low game, so you want to play a high or a low card on top of the number. So if you have a 10 right here, you could play a 9 or a jack. If you have a 6, you can play a 5 or a 7. Since my opponent has a 7, he can play the 7 on top of the 6. When he removes one of the cards from right here, he takes the next one and puts it face up. I have an 8, so I can put my 8 on top of the 7. He has a 7, so he can put his 7 on top of the 8. He flips the card over, I flip my card over, and we look and we see there's a jack, and so the jack is above the 10. You can move that there and flip that over. I have a 10 and a queen, and so I can go either way. I can go high or low on top of the jack. If I'm going to go high, I'll put the queen there and flip over. Since he's got the king, he'll be able to put the king, and the high on the king is an ace. And now with an ace, you start over as the high, so the high would actually be the 2. So I would be able to take the 2 and put that on there, and then continue on with the 3. Now, because my opponent has a 3 as well, we would have to race, and that's where the speed part comes in, to see who gets the card down. So if he got the card on the bottom, then he gets to play it. I have to remove my card. He can then continue to play the 4, which then I could go ahead and play the 3. And all the time, I still am needing to replenish my 5 cards right here. The same with my opponent going through and replenishing their 5 cards. So if you get to this point in the game where you have a 3 and a 7 as the playable cards, you look at your hand in front of you and you see that you can't play any cards on these playing cards. I look on mine and I see that I don't have a move to play on the playing cards. That's where the overflow pile comes in. And so the opponent would take one pile, I would take the other pile, and we'd turn them over together. And at that point, you can continue playing the same cards again while you're flipping cards over. And so as you're setting them down, you can continue playing while the opponent is playing as well. So at this point, my opponent has no moves that he can play on the 7s. I have no moves that I can use on the 7s as well. So we would take the card and we'd flip it over. Looking at the cards that are playable, we have no moves. So my opponent has no moves, I have no moves, but there are no cards remaining to be able to flip over. So all you would do is take the playing decks, flip them over, take the playing decks, flip them over, and then take the top card and use those. And at this point, you look to see how you can play, and you continue your gameplay just like normal. So as the game continues on, you wear down your cards to where you only have a few remaining. You keep playing until you finish. Once you finish, the game is over and you've won. All right, so now you know the rules. Go out and play with your family, have fun, and may the fastest one win. If you need the written instructions, please go to the news section at our website at www.lahunta.com, and you can find everything there.